Erika Harris. Recently, many of us here in California saw a video that we found disturbing. Could you describe what was on that video from your perspective, and then a little bit of how you got to that position?
Yeah, so what happened basically in that video was my friend and I were packing up from a protest that we are having on the corner of Panama and Colony. And as we were, done packing up, had everything in the car, looking, I had to take my friend home, and then I was looking to see where I was going to sleep for the night because at the time I was currently homeless. So I was still trying to figure out where I was going to lay my head that night. I saw a gentleman that had been harassing me and doxing me. I saw his truck pull up, and so I got my phone ready to start recording. And then that's when I saw a whole bunch of their trucks starting to pull up, which was the transporters that had surrounded me. I decided to stay in the parking lot because I knew that if I drove out of the parking lot and they were to get us on a dark road, anything could have happened. They could have took my phone, which had a lot of evidence that I have on it. Um, and I mean, they have guns, and they obviously were there to incite violence. So I tried to stay in the light and in the parking lot because I felt like that would be safer for me and my friend that was sitting in the car. Um, I've been dealing with that group for a month, and you know, they did come there to start problems, incite violence. Hence why they were trying to fight me. Grown men were trying to fight me. They had their vests on, and they surrounded me in the parking lot. Thankfully, because of the area that we were in, I had people get out of their cars and stop and help me.
Fascinating. Fascinating. So there were people that came out opposed to this line of Trump supporters, let's say.
Yes. Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. And how many cars were there following, do you think?
Oh, I have no idea. Probably like well over like 10, like 15. Because a lot of them parked so that way, people like they didn't get in trouble for blocking me in.
Right.
So majority of them like parked, but there was at least 40 people like there at the parking lot for sure.
Upset with
Um,
just you,
yes.
for whatever reason. You must be some sort of existential threat they've never faced.
They don't like change at all in Kern County, from what I've noticed firsthand, especially in the Rosedale area, and they like to hold themselves to a higher stance. They don't like people to see their true colors. And so recently, this past month, I've been on Rosedale, I've been protesting on Rosedale, and I got a lot of their true characters and their true colors on film, and I posted those because the world needs to see,
Yeah.
Kern County needs to see
Yeah.
the types, a lot of these people who are saying racist slurs and being very aggressive, a lot of them are business owners, and they're well known in the community. And so when my posts get posted and people start recognizing them, they start losing business. It builds a hatred towards me, and they want what I'm doing to stop. They targeted me because I was the first one out there, and in their minds, they feel like if they take me out or if they get me to stop, that whatever is going on Rosedale will stop. And that's far from the truth. Because, and regardless if I was out there first or not, what we do is a group thing. And no matter what happens to me at the end of the day, my group will be out there, supporting the real reasons why we're out there. Um, this group has a Facebook page, and they call themselves a certain name. And on that page, that's where they dox me and other members in our group. They posted my address, my family's address. That's why I had to move out of my house for safety reasons. So I was homeless for about 3 to 4 weeks.
I apologize. I'm sorry if I misheard something. You're saying your activism for Black Lives Matter here in Bakersfield made you homeless.
Yes.
Am I getting that correct?
Yes. The posts that they were putting were not just light posts. They weren't just posting my address. They were saying I was part of Antifa. They were saying that I was attacking Trump supporters. They said that our group was going through Red Lobster and making elderly and kids cry. I've been told that, we put rocks in bottles and throw them at police officers. A lot of these false allegations of them calling me a home terrorist was putting my family's lives at risk. And that's something that I didn't want to bring that home to my family, so I moved out for that reason. I personally have seen them driving around my house multiple times. Now with everything going on, with the videos being posted, I see BPD officers parked out front of my grandma's house at like 10 p.m. Other members in our group have had BPD officers parked right out front of their house, which we have on camera too. So it's escalating more. But after that video went and got national attention, it's been very quiet. Of course, we still get a lot of spam accounts that say a lot of stuff about us or that will harass us on social media, but it's a lot more quiet now, and that's what's that's honestly scary to me because I don't know what's being planned now. A lot of their pages keep getting taken down. When someone in their group disagrees with the violence being brought upon us, they block them. So these individuals want us, to either, be doing really bad in life, or they want us to be dead, for sure.
You've actually, I'm sorry, you're saying that you have actually seen instances where people of this opposition group have said, hey, let's tone it down, let's be peaceful, maybe I still have my bigot ideas, but let's not be violent, and they were actively censored.
Yes. I've had multiple members from that group that were in that group before they started inciting violence on us that's reached out to me and apologized. I've had, Trump supporters from that group that's literally went out there and got in between their members to try to calm them down because they don't believe in the violence that, this certain group of members is bringing upon us. And a lot of them would actually show me screenshots from the Facebook page to warn me, hey, they're heading your way. And whenever, they were caught sending me screenshots, they were getting blocked. If they would contact the quote unquote leader of that group and tell them like, hey, we need to leave them alone as long as they're not destroying property, if they're not messing with us, there's no reason for us to be posting her and her address, they were blocked and removed from the group. So
I need to ask you another question. You can say nothing, you can go into it, you can refute it, or say no comment. You had mentioned that a couple BLM leaders had Bakersfield police cars, I think you were saying, in front of their homes. That almost sounds like you're suggesting some sort of concert of communication between these bigots and the Bakersfield police at some level. Is that what you're saying, or am I just reading that right?
I know that we've been told by the leader of the group that's been harassing us and the leader of the Proud Boys in Bakersfield, they have told us that 80% of BPD is on that page and do believe what they believe in. I personally have seen BPD officers pull up and fist bump them when they were called out to incidents from us. It's hard because a lot of the officers that I have communicated and talked to, I've heard personally, they say that I'm not the person that I act to be, and I'm not as peaceful as I seem when I am. And to this day, there's still no quote unquote proof of me breaking any crimes, because that's not what our group believes in. We want to keep it peaceful and we do it legally. So I can't trust any BPD officers here, and that's sad to say, because I haven't received any help within this past month. Nothing's been done to any of the individuals that has brought violence to us, even if there's clear footage. And the only reason why there's any charges, or if the DA's doing anything, in regards to any incidents, it's because of the people, because people have been calling BPD nonstop after seeing that video. They're demanding justice, and that's the only reason why anything, is being brought to light. But they're still saying, it's quote unquote still under investigation, when we have countless evidence, photos and everything.
The Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King was interviewed when he was alive, and they said, what is the most racist city in all of America to you, Dr. King? It wasn't a city in the South. In fact, it was Chicago, Illinois. Mm-hmm. That's where he did his protest. And what he said was he had seen more racial bigotry because he was bringing attention to it in that city. Mm-hmm. And many people said, you're making the problem, Dr. King, by stirring up trouble. Mm-hmm. Dr. King felt he was simply bringing light to the situation that was always there. I think you're in good company on the right side of history. One last question, if I can, for this segment. Why are you, again, you don't have to answer enough, but why are you involved in BLM? Are you yourself African American? And if not, then why be involved? Is this a worthy cause?
Yes. I'm not African American, but I don't have to be black to be pissed off. I don't have to be black to be enraged by what's going on. At the end of the day, we're all humans and we all deserve the same rights. And I feel like I'm not doing my part if I sit back and say nothing. I believe everybody needs to fight for everyone's equality, and that's what it is. Our group goes beyond Black Lives Matter. We're for all, we're for equality at the end of the day. We're for everyone's human rights. So that's why I'm out here. I know a lot of people who